Hello, everyone. Hi, hello. Welcome back to another
Hello.
episode of Live, Laugh, and Love. Live, Laugh, and Love is a podcast where we talk about life stories and experiences which make life interesting. In today's episode, we have a very polite person, one of the most polite persons I've ever met. This person recognizes me, is always there when I'm having a bad day. First person to strike a conversation, and the first person to say hi when I get in this classroom because he is very early. Kang Min, how are you doing? Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for the introduction. Hi, I'm doing great.
That is great. Well, how you been? How's summer holiday?
I don't know honestly. I've usually been studying IB most of the
Mm,
times, and I don't
I,
know, hanging out with friends, and
I
yeah.
see. Well, first of all, could you share with us what you're doing with IB next year?
For the HLs, I'm doing physics, chemistry, and math AA, and for the SLs, I'm doing Spanish ab initio, econ, and English language.
I see. That's great. You excited for those?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for most of them.
Glad to hear. It's gonna be like that last run, It's our last couple of years. We'll be out of school soon.
Yeah.
First, first of all, Cameron, I want to get straight into these questions, okay? Because I got some, interesting questions I want to ask you. First of all, um, what values are important for you in life?
Oh, good question. So my values are that I should be, well, truthful to myself. Uh, hmm, um, Wait, actually, that's a pretty hard question. I've never really
Take your time.
thought deeply into it. Hmm. Well, the first one is that I should be truthful to myself, and secondly, uh, it's like how no one should feel excluded, I guess, or like not cared about in a way.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's. I think those two are some of the main values I take when
That's
living. Yeah.
important. I got a question. So, do you find people who have similar values as you, or what type of people do you look for when you're making friends?
I honestly, I'm not really sure about that because I don't know. Usually, I don't really have the intention to make new
Hmm.
friends. I just get some along the way. Yeah.
I see. So you're not the type of person who's gonna go to like these different like events to like social events to meet people. You just like I don't know, you you're in a class and you realize that your classmate has some similar hobbies as you, and that's how you become friends.
Yeah. And that's why I have some friends that I never expected to have, like
Hmm.
back a few years ago. And yeah,
I
that's
see.
pretty nice.
That's great, Kangman. Let's get started with your childhood. I got a few questions I want to ask you. First of all, what is your most memorable memory as memorable memory in your childhood?
So wait, so how much exactly is childhood?
I don't know,
Because
like when you're like a little baby to like year six, probably. Technically, right now is just childhood, so I guess you can define yourself.
hmm, I don't. Hmm. I mean, I guess it's generally life, and I don't really have like specific events that I like remember clearly. Like it's mostly in like during year 10 to year 11. I like that was the most eventful 2 years of my entire life, honestly.
What happened in those two events, Kangman?
Oh wait, actually, wait. I remembered one thing that's like really memorable. uh, which is I think a lot of people already know it, but it's when I broke my finger.
Whoa, we gotta talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Uh,
Oh,
so
so
happened. Yeah, sorry. Like this happened like 4 years ago ish. And I was playing basketball, and a ball hit my hand, my pinky, and
Mhm.
it's like this now.
Whoa, hold up. This is my pinky. So it's
Yeah.
yo, it's like
It's
you
kind of
okay?
wonky.
Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah. I'm
Doesn't
fine.
that like yeah?
Yeah. No,
No, no, go
go
ahead,
on.
go ahead, go ahead.
So I had a surgery last year.
Mm.
I think I posted it on Instagram already, but yeah,
So
which went
like
well.
that doesn't bother you with like writing, for example? Is like everything okay
Yeah,
now?
it's my left hand, so it doesn't really matter. And
Okay.
also, like even with grabbing things, it doesn't really like affect me.
I
So
see. Well,
so
glad you're
unfortunately, I
fine.
have to go to the military. Probably.
I
Yeah, I'm fine
see.
now. Yeah.
That's great. Well, Kangmin, I want to know. So you've been in BIS for how long?
I joined in year four, so 7 years ish.
I okay. My question is, what's your favorite subject in school? Because we all have this is a very subjective question.
Hmm.
Want to know your opinions on this?
I did not have a favorite subject when I like pre IGCSE, honestly, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd say physics,
Physics.
because yeah, like I don't know, it's a very intriguing subject in general, like getting to know more about how the world works, I
That's
guess.
pretty cool. Awesome, Kangmin. I want to. You mentioned physics briefly. Did you say that
Yeah,
you take IB HL physics?
yeah, I am taking IB
Okay,
physics HL. Yeah.
that's great. My question is, do you want to take physics? To a certain degree where you want to pursue it as a career in your life, or it's something that you think it's pretty interesting and you just want to know more about?
That actually applies to psychology,
Mm-hmm.
so which I was about to take as an IB
Mm-hmm.
subject. But I'd say I want to like pursue physics as a career,
I see.
but
Why?
I don't want to
Yeah.
like. Oh, sorry.
No,
I
no, it's
don't
good. Go
want to
ahead.
go.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to go to engineering, but more like the fundamentals of physics. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So understanding how everything works.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's great. Kangmin, I want to know, who do you look up to the most? Like, do you have a celebrity or like an athlete or someone that you just look up to and respect a lot?
I don't really have like public figures that I look up to, but rather I have some qualities or like aspects of my friends that I respect and look up to, which also helps me motivate myself to become a better person, I suppose.
That's right. Could you share some of those like traits or characteristics that you have in your mind?
Um, well, one of them is definitely like being studious and hardworking, I guess, because I'm a very lazy person. So it's sometimes hard for me to like push myself to
I
do
see.
something. Yeah.
I see.
Um, I yeah, those kind of things.
That's interesting. That's cool. That's cool. Kangmin, let's talk about what you do in your free time. What hobbies do you do? Anything that's spikes your interest a lot?
Um, Usually I talk to my friends or play games,
Friends.
but if I do get the money, I buy Gunpla.
Yes, you post a lot of
Yes,
this on
you.
Instagram.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen them. I used to have a lot of I used to have a model I used to have a few models, but they got destroyed at one point of your time. When
Damn.
do you get started with Gunpla? Because I watched like I used to have like a lot of models and figures, and I would watch the Netflix series. I don't know when you started.
So mine started uh when I came to Vietnam, actually. Like,
Oh, straight
yeah.
away.
Because my dad introduced me to this, and he
Mm,
started like way before me, but then he stopped when we came to Vietnam, which was
I
like
see.
passing on the generation or something. I don't know.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
Kangmin, I heard you play the saxophone.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
I do.
correct? Do you,
Yes.
what? First of all, how do you, how did that all started? How did you started playing the saxophone?
I mean, I guess it started like during secondary because you're supposed to choose something music in
Hmm.
yeah, and I thought saxophone would be cool, so I chose the saxophone, and here I am now.
That's great. That's a fair enough point. Kangmin, we just talked about your hobbies and the saxophone part, but I want to know this. What's something that you've always wanted to do but you didn't have the opportunity to do so? Like, do you have an activity you wanted to do, or let's like you want to attend an event? Like, share with us.
I don't like. I do want to like learn the bass, how to play one,
Mm,
but I do have the opportunity, but I don't really have. I didn't really have the time because, or I got distracted,
hmm.
um, because of study and like other stuff. Yeah.
I see. Kangmin, you mentioned a lot about being studious and study and all and preparing for IB. I want to know, what do you do to wind down, like apart from being studying and playing the saxophone, meeting friends, talking to your friends. What's something that you take of your own personal care to make sure you're you know you have a positive mental well being?
Uh, I'm honestly wait. I really don't do anything about that honestly.
No, I see.
I
I
guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I just communicate a lot with different people mainly.
Mm.
Yeah.
So communication and transparency is important for you.
I guess so.
That's very important. Cameron, let's talk about obstacles because we're teenagers and we have a lot of obstacles in life. I want to know, what do you do when you have an obstacle? Like, do you try to break the problem down? Do you talk to people first, like you say? What do you do?
Usually I like so when I'm getting distracted, I kind of
Mm,
like
sorry.
oh yeah.
No, go
I
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
either like uh, I guess wake myself up
Hmm.
or I don't know. I guess I listen to a lot of music to like
Ooh.
sort of like calm myself down or yeah.
What music do you listen to?
A lot of things.
Just share it with me. Go ahead. We got all the time.
Mostly like 60s to 90s rock
Ooh,
uh,
rock.
songs and jazz.
Why like specifically 60s to 90s and not like modern day rock for
I have no idea. I think it's just like personal preference.
personal
Like
preference?
this may be a hot take, but like I don't really like um electronically created music, I guess.
Mm, I see.
Like things that are done on computer using an app.
Mm,
So I like music like things that can be played live mostly. I think
live.
so. Yeah.
So you prefer to attend like a concert, like a rock concert, or I don't know, a like you would rather go to a Metallica concert than go to, let's say, a pop concert, for example. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm. Not fair enough. People have their different preferences. You mentioned rock and also, what's the other one, Cayman?
Jazz.
Jazz. Yes, I want to talk about it. Do
Yes.
you like jazz because you play the saxophone, or is there a specific reason behind why you like jazz?
I think the oh wait, sorry. I think the main reason why I do play the saxophone is because of jazz, honestly.
Mm.
Cuz uh I don't know, I just love the style.
What part of the style is it? Like, what part of style do you like? Is it the fact that it's like creative, or do you just enjoy the fact that it just sounds nice?
I think it's more to the latter. I don't really have
I
a
see.
reason like yeah.
Do you have like a favorite musician then?
This one's not a jazz artist, but there's this okay, I'm kind of nerding out, but there's this
No, it's
band
okay. Go
called
ahead. That's
yeah,
fine. That's
yeah,
fine. Go ahead.
I know. There's this band called The Doors.
Mm-hmm.
They are a yeah, I guess famous band from the 60s
Mm-hmm.
who play acid rock, which is basically
Ooh.
rock but like you know how like there were a lot of like hippies in the USA 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like basically music created by those people, but like you kind of sing like you're drunk. I
I
guess
see.
so.
And that's
Yeah.
acid rock.
Yeah. I
So,
summarize
oh,
in a nutshell. Yeah.
I see. Well, that's great. Kaiman, let's. I want to talk about more about this acid rock. What part of the acid rock do you like? Because you mentioned,
Um
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, sir.
uh as for I think I like it because it's like very wild and kind of I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this, but I guess it's kind of like shouting out, but not in a
Oh,
metal way. Like um hmm, and very groove like I get it fits my taste, but
taste. Oh.
uh yeah, like it's very groovy like some are, and
So you
it's
can
very
connect to it.
wild.
I see. Fair enough.
Not like
No,
personally, I guess, but yeah.
I see. Those fair enough points. Okay, I mean, speaking about entertainment, let's talk about, some other sorts of entertainment. What TV shows or like movies are you watching right now?
I honestly I don't really watch TV shows
No.
usually, but recently I've watched Minions, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
No, Despicable Me, and
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool.
How are they? Because I heard it's pretty. Deadpool was pretty good. That's what I heard.
Yeah. So Despicable Me 4, personally, was
Mm-hmm.
not a great movie because
No.
yeah,
Don't
there were
spoil.
like oh
Don't
yeah, right.
spoil.
Oops.
Because it's a new
um.
movie.
Yeah.
You could like just say like what you could say a few things about it, but don't spoil a lot.
So there's like too many subplots.
I see. It's
I
complicated
suppose.
to understand.
Yeah.
How about Deadpool and Wolverine? Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool. It was a great movie, but
Mm-hmm.
there are a few things I'd like to complain, but they're spoilers, sadly.
Okay, then let's not
Yeah.
talk about that. Fair enough. Well, glad you enjoyed your time watching the movies. Cameron, let's talk about your goals. First of all, what are you most proud of accomplishing in your whole life?
Um. Honestly, like so, I guess mainly making friends.
Hmm.
I guess having a good social status with people.
Is
I
that
think
it?
that's my main
Yeah,
accomplishment.
I
Yeah.
see. Is social status like something that you used to worry about when you were a child, or is it because I know you were from TX and you moved to the main campus? I want to
Yeah.
know, was that something that started when you moved from a different campus, or was it something that you just wanted to have when you started school?
I guess I just so um I don't know, just it's more of a looking back now that I think of it, this is pretty evident and I think I'm pretty proud of it.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, Cameron, we talked about one of your accomplished goals. I want to know, what are your future goals you want to accomplish in life?
Oh, future goals. I don't know. When I'm an adult, so as a part-time job, I would like to work in a bar.
Bar. Why a
Yeah.
bar? That's interesting.
Um because so I'm this kind of like I guess to continue on this like social life of
Mm-hmm.
talking to new people, getting to know them, and like hear listening to interesting stories, and just making them happy with drinks.
I see. Fair enough. Those are fair points. I would love to go to your bar because that bar sounds like a really fun place to be
Thank you.
in. uh, Kangmin, whilst we're talking about your accomplishments, about your social status, I want to know, what do you define as success?
Oh, success. I think it's a very subjective definition.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you feel like you've completed something and you're satisfied with that accomplishment, I think that's what you can call success. Because when you finish something, someone may not really feel like proud that you've completed this goal that you set for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
um, which I believe happens to a lot of people. Um, uh, yeah, I think so. So like I guess redefining it. I think success has two criterias of actually accomplishing the goal and being satisfied with it.
That's interesting. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can I ask why you split them to those two? Like, is there a specific reason why you split the satisfaction and the part of accomplishing your goals into two different separate parts?
Well, mainly because like those two can't like if one of those two aren't there, so like you're satisfied with yourself, but your outcome isn't what you've expected, then you
Mm-hmm.
can't really call it a success because you did set a goal for yourself, which you didn't accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. You hit your goal, but you're not satisfied. That's not success because you don't feel that accomplishment is fully yours. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it kind of leaked out to a different reason, maybe.
That's interesting. Wait, Kangmin, so I want to build upon this idea. You mentioned how
Yeah.
you have the satisfaction part and the fact that you accomplish these goals. I want to know, what happens if you try your best. So, in other words, satisfaction is accomplished, but the end result isn't good. But you tried your best. What do you consider that as a success, or how do you consider that as it as?
I guess so. I guess it's those like you tried your best
Mm-hmm.
things, like as you've meant as you I'm just quoting you, but like uh you know how people do say like you tried your best, right?
Mm-hmm.
That does give you satisfaction, and yes, it does make sense that you are satisfied as you tried your best. But again, that goal has not been met. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, by um, I guess the definition of goal doesn't apply to success, I suppose.
I see. That's interesting. You have like two parts to like what success is. We're talking about success, Cameron. I want to know, how do you celebrate success on like special occasions?
Um, well, I guess uh, I either just tell my friends and family about like,
Mm-hmm.
yay, um, or I just keep it to myself and like feel proud about it, I guess.
I see. That's great.
Yeah.
Cameron, we mentioned briefly about this like social status, correct? And I want to
Mhm.
know, how do you like maintain these like friendships and partnerships? Because we're teenagers, and you clearly seem to be like a very outgoing and a very extroverted person. I want to know, how do you like maintain these like friendships and partnerships?
Um, well, I wouldn't say I'm like extroverted,
No.
uh, but I usually maintain it by like keeping in touch with them and like
Mhm.
uh, texting them every once in a while, maybe send reels to them, and yeah, mostly those things. Or when they interact with me, I give a gentle
Say
hello.
hi.
Yeah.
That's great. So like texting and reels, correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, those are fair enough. Those are different ways you can connect, and nothing's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Kangmin, I want to know. You mentioned about communication, like a couple of minutes ago, well, a few minutes ago, actually. I want to know. You know does family take a big part in you and having a positive mental well being? i.e., do you talk to your parents often about certain issues, or are you the type of person that's going to keep it all in yourself and try to solve it yourself?
Um, it's kind of half and half. So some things that are kind of to talk to my parents
Hmm.
about, I keep it to myself, or I
I
get help
see.
from my friends. Whereas when it's something that I want to like, I have a uh, problem about, or like, what would like I asked my parents, what would you do in this situation?
Mm.
Uh, or like just ask for help from them.
Do you learn a lot by talking to your parents? Because it seems like you're very open to like asking of your parents' opinions. I would assume they have a lot of experience, so they know how to like solve these problems. I don't know. Have you learned a lot like talking to your parents?
Yeah, I have learned a lot from my parents because my dad is a very social person, and my
Mm-hmm.
mother was a teacher, so she has very broad experiences with children my age,
Mm-hmm.
probably lower.
Mm.
So yeah, they're both very
That's
experienced.
great. Well, Kaiman, we did a lot of reflection, but I wanted to know, you've been in school for quite a long time. And if you could give a piece of advice to your younger self, so back when little Kangmin, when he was
Yeah.
just in year 5, moved from the TX campus to our main campus, what advice would you give that young Kangmin? Well, you're still young, but little Kangmin.
I would definitely say one, don't play games in school, and two, stay focused.
Stay focused.
Yeah,
Well, it seems like you are clearly motivated. I wanted to know, you mentioned a lot about success and obstacles you had. I want to know about your goals specifically. How do you stay motivated to finish these goals and actually accomplish them? Because it seems like sometimes goals can be ambitious, but does that actually make you shy away from them, or does that actually make you more motivated to actually accomplish these goals?
I mean, I guess I set like small step goals
I
to
see.
reach to the top. And I guess those the things that come along with those steps keeps me motivated.
I see. Cameron, I'm gonna go into some like deeper questions. Okay.
Yeah,
First
sure.
question is, what do you think is the meaning of life, Cameron?
Um, well, I think it has a very versatile meaning for every different people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I guess my meaning of life is to, well, as of right now, is to hmm, get to know more about people in general,
Mm.
and like how specific people may uh like get to know more about people, as in how some people would react once this happens,
Mm.
and kind of
It's a tough question. Take your time.
yeah. So like the broad purpose is to get to know more about people, including myself, and how maybe, as you've mentioned, how those obstacles may be solved more efficiently, both considering your mental status and your just uh, life in general.
Hmm.
Um, and if possible, I would like to help those in need with the use of those knowledge,
Mm.
I guess.
That fair enough. Those are really good points. Cameron, so we talked about what the meaning of life is and your
Yeah.
definition of it. S- So you emphasize mostly about this idea of understanding human decision making and stuff.
Yeah.
So human psychology, in other words. Uh, what part of the human psychology interests you? Because there's a lot of things we can talk about. For example, we can talk about why some people do this, like why do they make this decision when they clearly know that this is much better. I just want to know like what parts of that human psychology do you want to like dive into.
Um, it's um, well, it's mostly uh, well, most people kind of, well, at least people our age have
Mm-hmm.
somewhat um hmm, um I'm not entirely sure if I have like a specific part
Mm-hmm.
of human behavior that I want to oh, I guess in a social stance, I would like to
Ooh,
know how people react or like behave in a way, um
I see. That's
like
pretty
socially.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like you're talking about like if you have like Coca-Cola and Pepsi at a social gathering, but like people are blindfolded. If more people say that drink A is Coca-Cola, the fifth person is most likely to say A is Coca-Cola when he or she think that it's Pepsi, for example. So it's like stuff like that about understanding how people interact in social gatherings. Is that correct?
No, not in that way, but like more so how people, so like for example, I guess, okay, it may sound a bit creepy, but I guess, mm, mind reading.
Mind reading. So wait,
Not well,
like
not
tarot
really.
cards and like tarot
No,
cards and like the hand signs and like I don't know like those stuff or
no, no. Like how, um like for example, one example could be how prejudice is formed between
mm,
people, and why it may sprout out in them. I guess, like
that's
for
interesting.
just an example. Yeah.
Well, Cam, it seems like you really you seem to be interested in this human psychology. I wanted to know why did you not choose psychology for IB? Because clearly you seem like to be a very passionate person about understanding human behavior.
Well, I would like to keep it more as a hobby rather than it
Hobby.
like a study, because
I
if I
see.
know I'm going to need to study more about it, I will slack off on it.
Mm,
Like I just want to know, like I want to gain more personal experience on psychology much rather than studying, I guess.
fair enough. Cameron, let's get started talking about something a bit more lighthearted because I heard
Oh
you
yeah,
enjoy
sure.
manga and anime. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. My first question is what anime slash manga are you reading right now or watching?
Well, do you know, well, I don't really like, I don't have a specific one that I'm onto right now, except Jujutsu Kaisen. Have you heard about that?
I heard of it, but I don't watch it. I'm not I don't know. You gotta tell me what this is about because I'm not like really into anime, but I'm open to like watch and read it. So what is Jujutsu Kaisen?
Uh it so the general plot line is, oh no, monsters in Japan, whatever will I do? And there are people with, I guess, uh special powers to defeat. Well, it's a classic like superhero style basis setting world, but there's way more like deep reference to some religion,
Hmm.
like in the plotline basis. And uh, it's very much more about like, hmm, like as the plotline progresses, the main character sort of suffers more, and
Hmm.
that's kind of like that's a very interesting view, I guess. Not in like a weird way, but rather like, oh wow, interesting story. I wonder how this writer is gonna continue the story way. Yeah.
That's interesting. I want to know, why do you like reading about the manga? Do you like the plot of it? Do you like the drawings? What part? Yeah, I want to know, what do you like about it?
Well, it's mostly the plot and how
Mm-hmm.
well written the story
Mm,
is. Um,
well written.
and yeah, that's mainly it, honestly.
Fair enough. Yeah, man. It seems like you know your manga and anime. I want to know, could you give your like top five all time lists of like your
Oh, hard
favorite
question.
mangas or animes?
Um, hmm. Um, I mean, even if I do tell you, you're probably not gonna know any
No,
of.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
research them. Don't worry.
Oh, really? Oh,
I want to know.
nice.
I want to like get into this anime thing because a lot of people like really interested. And like my anime knowledge is like limited to One Piece, Detective Conan, Pikachu. Sorry, not Pikachu. Pokemon and
Yeah.
uh, what's it called? Gundam. Like those are the only four things that are limited. So I want to like get into this because I don't know, a lot of people are talking about it. So fire away. List your top fives.
Well, number one, we can. I'll write it on the chat as I say it. Number one, Cowboy
Mhm.
Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Uh,
Okay.
yes. Number two, yeah, I'll just say Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Three, um, no wait, I swear there was like some things there. I was like, that's interesting, but then I kind of forgot about them.
Mm.
Um, what else? This thing called Kaiju number eight.
Wait, I heard of it before.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's.
doesn't One Republic didn't One
Oh
Republic
yeah,
make a
yeah.
track?
I think so.
I heard of
Yeah.
that. That's in my playlist. Is that where it's from?
Oh nice. Yeah. Yeah. That thing. Yeah.
I see. Okay, I'll be sure to keep a look on that one because
Yeah.
that track is really nice.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. I do watch. I did finish a drama recently. Do you know The Boys?
I heard of it,
Yeah.
and I think, yeah. What is The Voice? Because I don't know. I don't know what this is because it's a
So
TV
it's
show for
like,
sure. But
yeah,
what's it
it's a
about?
TV show. So it's about how superheroes. It's how superheroes exist, but they're
Mm-hmm.
way more like selfish and cruel, and
It's
it's
like
very
dystopia.
realistic. Yeah, it's very
I
dystopian.
see.
I mean, I guess it is dystopian. Yeah, and continuing on with my list, what
Mm-hmm.
else? Um, wait, there was one that I just remembered, but I forgot about it. Oh, okay. Uh, well, these are the ones that I can remember of right now.
Cool.
Yeah. Hmm.
I heard like Attack on Titan was good, or is that like overrated? Like, or do you not want to comment because it's such a subjective thing?
I didn't watch it
No.
actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's an honest answer. I think you might have
Yeah.
like saved yourself from a pickle because this could have become a bit controversial.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really think much about it, honestly. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, thanks. I'll keep in mind these lists and I'll watch a couple of them and I'll keep you updated with everything. I'm assuming
Thanks.
like these are like done by ranking, as in like Cowboy Bebop is like number one,
Yes.
Jujutsu Kaisen number two, and okay, and etc. Well, that's
Yeah.
great. Well, Kangmin, we've talked a lot about anime and manga, and I want to know, if you
Hmm.
could, be like, if you could have the opportunity, right, to write any manga or like any anime, and you could direct it or draw it, what would that plot be? Because wow, you seem to be a harsh critic on like anime and manga and like the requirements of what a good manga for good plot is. What would what would the ideas? What types of ideas would you incorporate in your mangas or animes if you had the chance to design one and make one?
Honestly, I never ever thought about that. But I think I would like a slice of lifestyle. I'm not entirely
Mm.
sure. Yeah.
I just want to know, are these like sci-fi mangas or like are these like more realistic mangas? Because
Those three are
there's
all sci-fi mangas. Yeah.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
I would assume you like sci-fi movies too.
Yeah, I do. I do enjoy a lot of them. Yeah.
Could you share some of the sci-fi movies you really enjoy watching, or you had a lot of
Um.
fun watching?
So, do you know the Cloverfield series?
No. Well, what is this about? I'm learning new movies and like TV shows and a lot of entertainment. So fire away, Cameron.
Interesting. So, it's a three movie. It's not even a series actually. It's just three
Hmm.
separate movies with the title Cloverfield, Cloverfield Paradox, and Cloverfield mm, Ninth Street. Wait, let me Cloverfield Street. Oh, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Anyway, these three are psychological horror movies, which
Ooh, psychological
um,
horror movies.
yes. So the very first one is a very interesting movie because it's filmed on not a full camera, but it's
Mhm.
filmed on a phone camera ish.
Whoa, phone
Yeah,
camera.
yeah.
Interesting.
And it's done in one shot. I mean, it's filmed in
Whoa.
one shot.
So
Like,
like the
wait,
whole
sorry.
take is in one shot.
No, it's not. I don't think so. But like, it's like well edited as a one shot thing,
Oh,
like as a
okay.
film recording. Yeah.
Mm.
So all of the three movies revolve around this like alien creatures falling onto the earth. Well, that's the
Wow.
main plot of the first movie, and the
Hmm.
second and third movie has like okay, so bless you. So the second movie has
Thank you.
like 5 minutes of the alien.
Uh huh.
That's it. Like out of the entire one and a half. Wait, how long? Whatever. The whole screen time. There's only 5 minutes of the alien showing, which is pretty bold. Um, and the third movie has 5 seconds. So
Of
like
alien
the
footage.
yeah yeah. So the second and third movie has a very different plot line. Which if I specify, I think this is going to take like 15 to 20 minutes. Uh, yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
they're
Describe it as much as you want.
um so the second movie is like I'll just give like 3 sentence summaries. The second
Okay,
movie,
that's fine too.
like yeah, the main character is locked. She can't get out. So there are three main characters, not really main. There's one main character and two other characters. One is like the guy who kidnapped the other two characters. And the I mean they're locked under a basement
Hmm.
with the kidnapper saying you can't go outside because the air is toxic.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like a struggle of escaping.
Mm.
Uh, and it's like a slump, and then like waves of oh
Mm.
my god, I hate this place, but actually this place is pretty nice. No, never mind, I'm gonna escape, etc., etc. Yeah, and then she
I
does
see.
escape. It turns out the air is not toxic, but it's
Hmm.
actually the alien that like sprays toxic gas, and the
Oh, that's a big
kidnapper
plot twist.
accidentally like yeah, saw it, I guess. Um, and yeah, that's it. And the third movie is set on a spaceship actually.
Hmm.
Um, and it revolves around like it's kind of like murder mystery in a way.
Among
Um,
Us. Spaceship murder mystery. That's Among Us.
no way. I guess so, yeah. But
Uh, Go ahead. Yeah.
like weird things happen. Like someone got their arm decapitated, but it doesn't
Whoa.
hurt, and the arm itself is like moving around and giving hints or something. Um, and so the crew's main goal is to come back home with
Mm,
uh, this newfound energy source that they found in
mhm.
space, I think. Um, but then like a bunch of murders happen, and it's like one or two people alive,
Wow.
I think. And they do manage to come back to Earth, but this ship gets eaten by the alien.
Whoa.
End of story. Yeah,
Sounds chaotic, but I think those sound fun.
yeah.
Wait, so are those the Clover Fest series? You
Field.
said Cloverfield series. Awesome.
Oh wait, wait. Can you like put a notification before we talk about Cloverfield? Because I gave
Yeah,
like a whole
absolutely.
spoiler
I'll put like a spoiler
caption.
alert thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
totally fine. Well, Kangman, seems like you're really interested in these sci-fi movies and stuff. I want to know more about you personally, Kangman, because I don't talk to you a lot in conversations because we're not the same classes. But seeing like we
Yeah.
have pretty much the exact same HLs, we might not see each other. But I want to know a few things, right? First of all, what are your top 5 snacks you cannot live without? Like without these 5 snacks, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be sad the whole year.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Pepper. We gotta talk about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Dr. Pepper, yes.
Uh, Dr. Pepper. And honestly, that's it. Honestly, I don't really care
So
about
it's Dr.
other
Pepper,
snacks.
Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
Okay, well, first of all, I haven't tried Dr. Pepper, but you like it, and I've seen various different tastes. Like I saw like cherry Dr. Pepper the other day. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
know why do you like Dr. Pepper, but you seem to like Dr. Pepper more than Coca Cola. Why is that?
Um, I guess it's like that dark flavor.
Uh huh.
That it's a very unique flavor that I haven't tried in the past. So I'm kind
Mm.
of, I don't know. Let me exaggerate. I'm kind of addicted to it, I guess.
Mm. Could you tell us? Do you know like why Dr. Pepper is called Pepper? Because when I was a little kid, and I thought Dr. Pepper was like literally like a pepper flavored soft drink. Is that partially correct, or am I like way off?
Yeah, I think you're actually partially correct because the guy who made Dr. Pepper was Dr. Charles Pepper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a doctor, and like most soft drinks, it was first off used as a drug, but
Mm,
then the unique flavor was like uh too popular, so they made it like an official brand.
I see. That's a
Yeah,
Coca Cola, nearly
yeah,
similar to Coca Cola. Kangmin. So we talked about your favorite drink overall, Dr. Pepper. You're known as the Dr. Pepper boy. I want to know what are your everyday carries, Kangmin? Because we're in IB, we're gonna be on the move, we're gonna do a lot of things, and I would assume you've been out a lot from your house during the summer holidays. Give like what is in your everyday carry, EDC.
uh, so I have this like little study group with a few
Okay.
other friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I study with them. So wait, actually, my summer has been pretty everywhere around because I had like
Mumble
a few
jumble.
tutors. Yeah, mumble
Mm-hmm.
jumbled. Because I had a few tutors, uh, which took up like 3 to 4 hours of my day, I think.
I see.
I still do have them, which ends this week. But like there were different tutors, so like in like the first like four ish weeks, bless you, 4ish
Thank you.
weeks, uh, I had this tutor, and then since the last 2 weeks, I had this other tutor that has a different time. schedule, like after
Mm-hmm.
the other one finished. Um, but well, the other thing is I have the study group that I study with um, before or after the tutors. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it ends at like 5 p.m. ish unless I don't have another tutor. Uh, so yeah, I guess I'm pretty busy.
Mm, I see.
And yeah, mm,
Great. Kangmin. Well, those
yeah.
are all my questions. And before we end, I usually give some time to my guests to ask questions about me so they get to know about me. If you have any questions, fire away, Kangmin. Take all the time you need.
I'll ask questions that you asked me.
Okay.
So how do you like? What kind of struggles did you have? Well, during exams or socially, if you're comfortable with talking with that about that.
Absolutely. I'm someone who like goes like head on collision to a obstacle, and I'm the type of
Ooh.
person. You know the saying 똥인지 된장인지 헷갈리는 사람, and I
Oh
have to
yeah,
like
yeah,
physically try it out. And it's a
yeah,
saying that pretty much means I don't know what a fermented bean paste and poop is, and I have to like test it out myself to figure it out. And that's
yeah,
like the best way that I've actually solved like majority of like my obstacles. I could tell you one for example. I was exam preparations. I wasn't feeling too good, and I wasn't confident. Self esteem was low, and
yeah.
this happened already one time during the mocks. So prior to our finals, and what I learned from that was I have to like go out and exercise, and I did like
Oh,
various things. Like I know it could have been a waste of time, but I had to try everything to find out which one actually suits me. Because what works for you might not work for me, and like vice versa. So I solve obstacles and any problems by trying to be honest with me and like just try every solution there is, whether it is the most smallest thing I could do. Where it's like I don't know, for example, sleeping early, put my phone away, or like uh, I don't know, exercise in the morning to make myself happy. Those are like a few ways that I've actually solved problems. But social,
oh,
you mentioned social stuff, and this has been a really key part of me. As someone who's very extroverted and someone who's always happy to meet new people and have strike conversations with them. People are really interesting, and there's a lot of different people around the world. But sometimes I have these problems, and it's natural. These things do happen, and we're preparing ourselves to the what the real world is, and these things are supposed to happen. One of the
yeah.
ways I've actually like solved these like social problems is I ask my question this: when I talk to this person, does this person drain my energy, or does this person give me energy? For
Mm.
example, I could be in a friend group and I may not feel the best. I may not feel like I'm actually connecting with them. But then I could go to like a different social gathering with like one of the most humorous people, like you, one of the most humorous people, ones who are cracking jokes, ones who are always happy. They're always, just smiling regardless what happens. Those are the types of people I want to talk to. And I feel like you've got to know what makes you happy and what makes you like, happy overall. I think it's the most important thing about social gatherings. So yeah, those are like some of the solutions I've done. And great question by the way. Great question.
Thanks. So I think so. Do you? Let me guess one thing. So do you? I think you value self evaluation a lot. Is that correct?
More like honesty,
Oh,
self-evaluation. I feel like it's a natural thing. You've got to be honest with yourself. And
yeah.
I sometimes I think self-evaluation and the one thing that relates to honesty is admitting you're wrong. And
Oh yeah. That's
I'm
very
a
true.
very stubborn person, and I'm trying to admit things when I'm wrong. And it takes a lot of courage actually to admit you're wrong, especially when you're a teenager. Like the other day, I had a fight with my brother, but I
Oh
admitted
yeah.
that I was the one who messed up and I created a problem, and I should be the one responsible. And ever since then, we've resolved it. And I think it's the quickest way to solve a solution where you got to be honest with yourself. For example, did I do something wrong? you have to have transparent communication between whoever you're talking to or affected to. And the honesty part, I feel like, is more important, i.e., is this friend genuinely there for my best interest, or is this friend genuinely honest with me? And I feel like that part of honesty is what I value the most. But what you mean by self-evaluation, definitely, like some of the parts from self-evaluation links to what I think honesty is. Another great question, by the way.
Very cool. Well, hmm. Wait, what are your subjects, by the way?
IB subjects, I'm
Yeah.
taking HL Chem, HL Physics, HL Math AA, SL Business, SL Chinese, and SL Lang and Lit English. Yes.
Hmm. Oh, very similar
So
to mine.
similar to yours, yeah. It's just you're doing Spanish, I'm doing Chinese. You're
Chinese,
doing
yeah.
economics, I'm doing business.
So wait, why did you? Oh, well, never mind. Actually, I was about to ask you why did you choose business HL, but
Sure. Business SL actually.
yeah, SL. Yeah, sorry,
Do you want me
SL.
to
But
answer that?
no, because
No.
it's a question like I thought like I just quickly realized it's more of a me question because I changed from business to econ. So
Mm. Okay.
my bad. Yeah.
No
Um.
worries.
Then oh yeah, I have a good question. Why did you feel like starting this podcast? Like, what made you
Ooh.
kickstart it?
Kang, these questions are really good. Why did
Thanks.
I start this podcast? Well, I started this podcast because there was a period in time where I was like rock bottom. I had negative thoughts. I wasn't happy or satisfied with my life. I wasn't happy with school either, and it's something that I don't talk a lot about this, but I'm free to talk about this if you want. But this period of life was difficult for me, and
Oh yeah.
difficult as in like I wasn't feeling me, and I feel like this podcast was one of the ways that I get to shine on the problems I had. For example, I needed someone I needed to talk to. I think that was the most important part. I value transparency and communication a lot, and I feel like because I didn't have that, I wasn't able to cope well, especially with when I was, rock bottom. I started this podcast because I've learned a lot talking to people. You actually learn a lot of people when you just, talk about random things, and
Yeah.
that actually, in ways, benefits, your mental well-being because you get to know more about yourself. At the same time, you get to
Exactly.
meet new people,
Mhm.
and uh, yeah, this podcast is like a medium where I get to talk to you, Kangmin. I get to know more about me. I get to know about like what type of person you are, and just connect. And I feel like it's a positive and healthy way of communicating openly. And yeah, that's why I started this podcast.
That's pretty sweet, honestly. Mm, so wait, how many more do you plan to ever stop this podcast, or do you want to like maintain it until you can't, like you're too busy with IB, for example?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love this podcast. Like, I don't know if you're feeling as enthusiastic I am, but like every time we play the 30-second countdown, it's one of the most I don't know how to describe it, but like I get like tingles down my back. It is an absolutely spectacular feeling, and we'll see. I want to continue this as long as I can because I get to meet a lot of people. I get to know more about them. I get to know more about myself too, and you know there's a lot that I want to do with this podcast. And who knows, we might even try something new. But to answer a question about if I want to continue this in IB, absolutely, if I can, for sure. But we'll see.
Very cool.
Mm.
Okay, so kind of a kind of a twist, but
No, it's okay.
are you
Go ahead.
excited? Are you excited for your IGCSE final
Finals results.
results? Yes.
Hey, I tried my best. Your success and my success, we may have some differences, but success in my eyes is you try your best and you know that you tried your best and you're honest with yourself, hey, that's the best you could do, and it's okay. You might have, you know, if you didn't do as well as you expected, it's not the end of the world. You got other things you can do. I do look forward to them, but if they don't aren't figure out as good as expected, hey, it's life. Nothing can always go your way. There's always obstacles, but it's not the end of the world.
Um, Also a very off-topic question, but
No, go
so
ahead. These are really interesting
yeah.
questions.
Do you enjoy traveling?
Traveling.
Because
Uh,
I know you do have a camera, and I feel like you would like love to see different places and take pictures.
Traveling as in me relax beach. Yes, absolutely. It's the best feeling ever. But traveling as in go there for photos only, no. Thing is about
Oh,
like this camera
yeah.
thing situation, right? Is uh I have a lot I have a lot of fun with the camera because I get to become creative, and it's one ways I can express myself artistically. The only artistic way I can actually express myself, because if you see my drawings, they're horrible. But
uh,
it just allows me to connect more to my understanding of what I want to express myself. But traveling as in, hey, beach, sunshine, great weather, hot, sunny, or winter, snowing, hot chocolate, absolutely.
Very cool. Mm, so then, how's your summer been?
How's my summer been? Um,
Yeah,
it's been great, actually. I started this podcast. By the time this has uploaded, we probably would have started school. But I started this podcast during the summer holiday,
yeah.
and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about me. Summer holidays been great because I get to do this podcast, which I love. Uh, I started swim training recently, and oof, it is pretty hard. Coming back after a few months off from swimming, but we'll get there soon. But yeah, I realized that during the summer you got to value your time and value your wind downs and your personal spaces, because we're at this age where we're more sensitive to stuff. And I think I said this in another episode, but um, I think we're hitting this age where we become more sensitive and we just snap back at someone because we're just puberty and hormones just happening. It's natural. But yeah, the summer holiday, I've learned a lot and connected with myself a lot. So it's been great.
Mm, very nice.
Mm.
Um. Oh. Have you collected your uniforms?
Ooh, I'm collecting. Good question, by the way, because I want to know. Have you collected yours, by the way?
Yeah, just today.
Today, isn't
Yeah.
it weird how we have blue uniforms now? We're actually
Yeah, it
grown.
does. It
We're like
does.
nearly grown ups.
Yeah. Also, because
Yeah.
I never wore like trousers, school
Mhm. Oh
trousers.
yeah.
So
Have you
it's
tried
pretty
them on
that's pretty
today?
new. Yes, I did.
I'm sure you look good in them.
Thank you.
Uniforms pick up. Yes. By the time this has been posted, it would have been last week Friday. So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly a week. So I'm picking up this Friday.
Mm.
Do you look forward to
Speaking
your
of,
12th?
oh, yes. Yeah,
That's great.
I do. What about you?
Absolutely. It's a new chapter. New events are going to happen. New things you get to learn. Hey, not maybe the easiest journey, but who cares? It's part of life. We'll have fun.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, I'm so excited.
It's
I
okay.
don't think I
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
any more questions.
Well, that's great, Cameron. First of all, thank you so much for coming on to the
Uh,
fourth episode of Live, Laugh, and Love. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to have you on the show. I know I took a big chunk of your time. Apologies
oh no,
about
it's
that.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Just want to say I've learned a lot about you, and I think you learned a lot about me. I look forward to seeing you in class in year 12. And yeah, do you have anything you want to say to the viewers that are watching right now?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank you, David, for inviting me as a guest. And for the viewers, uh, good luck in school, I guess.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, to the listeners who are currently watching right now, thank you so much for tuning into the fourth episode of Live, Laugh, and Love. Wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever medium, please
Oh wait,
give
it's
us
on
a review.
Spotify.
We're releasing a Spotify soon. Uh, if it's in
Oh,
Spotify, uh, please drop us a review and give us any constructive criticism, because these reviews actually improve our content and make the quality increase. We're working on the mic and the camera situation, guys. So I've been reading your DMs and we've been reading the personal calls you guys been calling me. But yeah, give us a review, subscribe, like, share it to as many people as you want. We appreciate your time. And yeah, I'm your host David, and this was Kang Min. This was the fourth episode of Live, Laugh, and Love. Thank you. Bye.
thank you. Bye.